If you enjoy playing single-player games offline, PS4 won't require you to check in online periodically. And it won't stop working if you haven't authenticated within 24 hours.
Well, I guess that's a lie now. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, okay, before we get into this whole situation, I was not going to make this video. Saw this, and I knew I had to talk about it because this boils my blood. But before we get into the video, if you're going to... This is important. This has nothing to do with the factor about the video games. It's about the factor of the anti-consumerism behind it. Yes, it pertains to video games, but it's more of the practices behind it. Because this could literally go into other things. And they're already trying stupid shit with vehicles. Like, I literally just read an article about the fact that they are now putting something in a vehicle in 2027 from here on out, where if you look like you're impaired to drive, the vehicle will not go. And it's like, I get what they're trying to do, but that is ridiculous. It's like they're trying to solve a problem that's not really the issue on how to solve it. So this is another really bad anti-consumerist practice that could literally go into other things. This just seems like it's just another bad thing happened to another bad thing happened to really F over the consumers. This is just one of them. It's just, unfortunately, it is about video games, so I'm gonna be raging out a little bit about it. So if you don't like me cursing, it's best to just click off the video. All right, I saw this morning. This morning, I woke up to looking on my X account, and I saw this, and I read it, and I was like, they cannot possibly do this. This is so, there's no way. But it makes sense. 13 years ago, Xbox tried to pull that shit. In fact, 13 years ago, the Xbox One debacle was literally because it was trying to do this exactly the same thing, where you had to have to always be online to authenticate everything, which is hilarious now when you look back at it, is that they were talking about both digital games and disc games. And Sony, which is hilarious because I went to go do research on this thing and tried to pull up the old video, and I found this on IGN's old video. Isn't that a laugh? Because that's not true anymore. But technically Sony did say that they wouldn't do it on disc games. They never said anything about digital, looking back on that E3 press conference. So I guess they were technically right. They're not going to do it on your discs, but they're going to do it on digital. But we're moving to a digital-based system gaming platform. You know that PlayStation 5 Pro? It didn't come with an add-on disc drive. It didn't come with a disc drive. You had to buy that separately. Why? Because that's where they're going to. The future is a digital-based system. Oh, great. Thank you so fucking much for me to have this. Oh, God. I'm gonna fucking go off the handle here. And you know it's not just Sony doing this. It's going to be Xbox. It's going to be Nintendo. Now, one thing I want to make clear. If they do this with PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass, or Nintendo Online, that's different. That's different because I am subscribing to something like that, and I know I have to pay monthly and authenticate it every X amount of days. This is different. If I am going to go buy a game, I expect to have that game until ever. I mean, I don't know how to fucking take it off an Xbox or take it off a PlayStation to resell it. So what's the point of having this 30-day authentication notification? That made no sense there. But why do I have to have that? Why? Yes. Okay, let's not listen to him for a second, and let's listen to me for a second. So I made that like the other day when I was really like upset about what happened, because like I said, I think I just woke up and saw that post, so I just went ahead and got on the camera and started ranting and raving and whatnot. And for me, I didn't mind that video, but I got more information, and also there was something messed up on the video, so I took it down, reworked it. There was some stuff in the beginning I wanted to show off, so that you saw that. But now we're going to talk a little bit more. There's more information about the whole DRM policy with Sony. I got my notes here, and we're going to talk about it real quick to discuss what was been going on. So yes, a little bit more information has come in, so we're going to discuss it right here. So basically what's been happening is that if you sign into PlayStation, or basically right now, after like I think March 2026, they updated both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 to where now if you purchase any game after 30 days, if you can't re-authenticate to the internet, it doesn't basically you can't keep the game. Now I think in that video I think I took it off, but I got mad at the fact that if like after 30 days you have to pay for it again. As far as we know, that does not happen. You don't have to pay for it. You just have to re-authenticate it. But there's more information about that. So basically what happened is that I guess what happened was like, this is like, I guess some people have talked. I saw some posts online. I wish I could re-find it, but I'm kind of in a time crunch. Because I gotta go finish up some stuff. Gotta go finish some other stuff outside of YouTube. But anyways, supposedly this Sony DRM thing was unintentional. It was because Sony broke something while trying to fix some other exploit, and this happened to these games, which would make if that was really the case here, because this was supposedly talked about inside, like some insider information that some people have said that was not supposed to happen because they were trying to fix something else. If that is true, then I hope that gets resolved really, really quickly, because quite frankly, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, just ridiculous that you have to sign in. You just have to sign in for the game that you purchased. You know, that's kind of dumb. That's frustrating. And like I said, hopefully that will get fixed if that is the situation here. So with that being said, until it gets resolved, it's still there. So I'm not going to buy any games for right now, mainly because I don't want to, basically I don't want to go through all that crap. And heck, I don't even know if some of the games I have on there now has that on there, so I have no clue. So hopefully, really, really hopefully they can get this thing fixed, it can be dealt with, and that you don't have to worry about that. I don't know. But the point of the matter is, and I have some other stuff written down I want to talk about, is why is it there in the first place? Maybe something messed up, and this is what happens with the PlayStation Plus subscription service plans. So maybe those two things got crossed and something happened there. So maybe that's what happened, but it doesn't really matter, because why is this DRM policy even on there for the games to begin with? It could be again tied to PlayStation Plus subscriptions, so maybe there's something wrong there. I don't know, but still, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't be on there to begin with. Like, I don't know how. Like, that's crazy how that is there. And in my previous video, I talked about how, and you know, the one thing that really kind of irritates me is that they want to say it's an exploit, or they want to say it's something wrong with it, and now they're trying to fix it. But it doesn't really. I think this is my own personal opinion. I think that what they were trying to do is squeeze this by, and hope nobody noticed. And people did notice, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll fix it really quickly." Yeah, I wouldn't put it past some of these companies and these companies doing that stuff, because sometimes they do stuff without us knowing, and luckily people picked up on this pretty quickly. I'm glad people picked up on it and whatnot. So, I'm always trying to look up the modding scene and see what people do, only because, for two reasons. Is that, like people say, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing, which is basically, I kind of have to agree with that now. I always thought it was such a dumb statement, but now with these anti-consumerist practices, I'm starting to believe it. What makes it really bad, more so than anything, I got it on here, is that it'd be fine, and this is why it's so important, why physical media is so important, is that when you purchase something, that's you that purchased that. And I've always find it very odd that, like, people don't realize that I know I'm not buying the IP to that game. I'm buying the information that's on that disc. That's what I'm buying. I don't have any rights to the game, but I want to own that game. I want to own that game that I purchased for. I mean, that would be with anything, with music, movies, books, your vehicle, your house, anything that you own, anything you purchase should be what you purchased for. That is yours. Even if it is digital. I mean, that's my opinion. But the one thing that kind of sucks, though, I want to mention this real quick because I haven't wrote it down. What makes this even worse than anything is the fact of, if they try to pull this crap again later down the line and nobody catches it, that's what makes me so mad about the all digital future. You know, like I said before about discs and how it's so important to own it, they have it now that the discs don't even come with the full game. It's more like an activation code. It's more like an activation key. I think, like, I said this in the past. I said this in my prior video. I'll say it here. Indiana Jones and the the Great Circle didn't have the full game on there. So I'm getting really tired of these practices that they're trying to push, especially now trying to do not only these types of practices, but they're trying to pull a, you know, you have to show your ID thing. I don't know what's going on there, but that's that's in on itself is a bit of a problem. Yeah, but yeah, no, there's no full game on the disc. But yeah, going back to the internet, like if I don't have money to pay for the internet and I bought a game off the internet and I have to have this 30-day check-in authentication because, you know, things have become expensive, like this is that policy is just terrible. So I'm hoping this was just an accident. I'm hoping that this was just a mess up and they can get it fixed. I'm really hoping for that. But if it's still a policy that still stays from now until whenever, basically if that happens, I'm not going to buy any more games. I'm just not. If I know I can't guarantee that that thing is going to be mine, and sometimes I will not have the internet. Sometimes it just happens. Like, you know, got to pay a bill here and there, and sometimes I'm going to have no internet once in a while. It's just how it happens. That's life happens. You know, I shouldn't be punished for paying things because I actually paid for your game. I shouldn't have to be punished for that. You know, I just don't like this all digital future. I know that's the future. Like, that is the future they're wanting to go with. PlayStation, like I said before, the PlayStation 5 Pro didn't have a disc drive, and I wouldn't put it past them trying to pull this crap the next console cycle. So I just it's frustrating. That's all I gotta say. It's just really frustrating. I don't have the money to buy a PC, a good powerful PC, because all the things have gone up in price. So, but yeah, as far as we know, it's still implemented right now to your games. If you bought anything past March 2026, I think it's past, not pre. I don't know. Either which way, it's in there right now, implemented into your games. So until they get it fixed, I'm not buying any new games. At least not digital, at least. So, but yeah, it's just something I want to talk about real quick. I made a long video about it before, and I'm glad I waited to get more information to talk about it. I only really wanted to make this video was because this is what I've been trying to say to people forever, is that when you buy a game, you don't own it. They'll find their way to weasel their way to where you don't own the product that you buy. I've been saying this for years, and I wish people would finally wake up to this realization that yes, when you buy a digital game, you don't own that game. Ah, boy. Hopefully one day people will get it. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I wanted to talk about that real quick. I'll see you guys all on the next one. Y'all take care.